Okay, number 13. The circle has a radius of 7 centimeters. Find the area of the shaded region of the circle. I think I explained to this class that 5 was represented by this side and 8 was represented by this. If I didn't, surprise. And we'll just go from here and solve that, okay? So 5 is going to be that side length right there. To find the area of the shaded region, we need to do the area of the circle and then subtract the area of the triangle and the rectangle. So area of a circle is pi times radius squared, and we know that the circle has a radius of 7 centimeters. So it's going to be 3 times 7 squared. 7 squared is 49. 3 times 49 is 147 centimeters squared. That's the area of the circle. Okay, to find the area of the triangle, I'll raise that up a little bit. Area of the triangle is going to be 1/2 base times height. We'll do 1/2 of 8 times 6. That's 4. 1/2 of 8 is 4. 4 times 6 is 24 centimeters squared. Okay, that's why I prefer to do the 1/2. I've seen a lot of people all day that are like, oh, I forgot to divide by 2. Well, if you take 1/2 of the base, you won't forget to divide by 2. Shreyas. No, because it's just next to the base. Okay, and you're thinking of a trapezoid where the bases are in the parentheses, so you have to do that first. So if you take half of those, you have to do it for both. Because this isn't in parentheses and it's just multiplying straight across, we just do it to that one. Okay, good question. So that's the area of my triangle. Area of the rectangle is going to be 8 times 5, which is 40 centimeters squared. So I need to add these two. So 24 plus 40 is what? 64 centimeters squared. Lance, you need to pay attention. And then to find the area of the shaded region, I need to do 147 minus 64, which is 83, correct, centimeters squared. Any questions on that one? Yes, ma'am. You add them, then you're not really finding anything. Yeah, check your math. All right, number 14. Yes, sir. No, because you don't have a formula for that. Using the figure below, find the perimeter of the large rectangle, which is indicated by the dotted line. So you're trying to find the perimeter of this entire thing. So to do that, I know that this is 2 and this is 9, so this entire length would be what? 11 feet. I know that this part is 5 and this part is 4, so this entire length would be 9 feet. So to find the perimeter of a rectangle, I'm going to do 2 times the length plus the width, which is 2 times 9 plus 11. That's 20. 2 times 20 is 40 feet. Questions on that one? All right, number 15. The height of this drawing is 20 centimeters from bottom to top. What's the area of the roof? So the height going all the way down is 20 centimeters. So that would mean that this height in the triangle is 8. How did I get that? I said 20 minus this 12 to get the height just of the roof. So to find the area of that, it would be 1/2 base times height. I'm going to take 1/2 of 22 times 8. 1/2 of 22 is what? 11. 11 times 8 is 88 centimeters squared. Any questions? Yes, ma'am. (22 minus 12 to get 8? Well, I mean, it's you by half. 22 minus 12 is 10. So, yeah, because you need to do 20 is this height right here, Manali, and then we subtract the 12 to get the 8. Okay, Jack. 16, find the area of the parallelogram. So for a parallelogram, my area is base times height. My base is going to be 67, and my height is 52. 60 feet right here, this is a side length. That is not the height. I don't need that number unless I'm trying to find perimeter. Okay, when I do 67 times 52, if you do partial products, we're going to have 60 times 7, 50 times 2, So 60 times 50 is 3,000. 50 times 7 is 350. 60 times 2 is 120, and 7 times 2 is 14. Now I just need to add all these. So this is going to be 3,350. This is going to be 134. And then when I add those together, I should get 3,484 feet squared. Okay? Make sure that you're labeling. Make sure that you're labeling. Oh, Kirthi. You're going to get the same answer. Partial products is just an easier way to multiply. Alright. Number 17. Find the area of this complex figure. So I need to find the area of the rectangle and then the area of the triangle. I'm going to start by saying that the height of my triangle, and I know that this is the height because it forms a right angle with the base. If this is 21, 21 minus 12 is what? 9. So that's going to be 9 centimeters. Okay. The height of this part is going to be base times height. My base is 14. My height is 21. 14 times 21 is what? 294. Then I have my triangle, 1/2 base times height. I'm going to do 1/2 of 16, which is 8 times 9. 8 times 9 is 72. And then I need to add those two together. 294 and 72 is going to be 366 centimeters squared. Questions? Alright, number 18, and this problem just, it wasn't very nice. You do not have a problem like this on your CBA, just FYI. Ashley is painting one of the walls in her bedroom. There's a door and a half circle window in the wall. What's the approximate area of the wall that we painted? Okay, the area of the entire thing would be 9 times 21, which would be 189. Is that correct? So that's the entire area of the entire wall. The area of this part of the door would be 18 feet squared. Okay, the circle. Okay, so I have to do the radius because 3 feet is the diameter. Okay, so the radius would be 1.5. 1.5 squared is 2 and 2,500, I think. And then when you multiply that by 3, you get 6 and 7,500, so 6 and 3/4. And then when you add that to the 18, you get 21 and... No, that's not right. Well, oh yeah, you get... Okay, so you get 6 and 7,500, so you divide it by 2, you get 3 and 5/8. No, 3 and 3/8, which is 0.375. So 3.375, and then when you subtract, when you add that to 18, you get, this is not on your, I'm not doing a whole great job on this because it's not even on your CBA tomorrow. It's just area of it missing. Or, yeah, CBA is tomorrow. So when you add 375 thousandths to your 18, you get 21 and 375 thousandths, and when you subtract that from here, you get 167 and 625 thousandths feet squared, or 167 and 5/8 feet squared. It's not a very nice problem, but it's also not on your CBA tomorrow. But basically, it's finding the area of the missing figure, and you need to know that when you find the circle, the biggest part here was you have to divide that area by 2. Yes, sir. Yeah, if you have 168, that's fine. Yes, sir. No. If you do the diameter, you don't have a formula for area with diameter. You have it for circumference. Number 19, using a formula for area of a trapezoid, put into words the steps you would take to determine the total area if base 1 is x and base 2 is y and the height is z. In words, you would need to say you're doing x plus y times z divided by 2. Or 1/2 of x plus y times z. Okay, I'm not going to put it into words, but I'll write it like that. Either one of those. In words would have been good. Number 20, use the diagram below to answer the following question. If the area of the entire diagram is 36 square inches, and it's made up of 5 equal sides, what's the perimeter? So if it's 36 square inches for the entire thing, this would be 6, and this would be 6, which means this would be 2, 2, and 2, which means that this would be 4, and this would be 4, because it's a square. So to find the perimeter, it would be 4 times the 4 sides, which would be 16 inches for perimeter. To find the area, it would be 4 times 4, which would be 16 inches squared. So there's your 2 answers. The area of a square is 36 square meters. A rectangle with the same perimeter as the square has a width of 4 meters. What is the area of the rectangle? Okay, so my square has 36 square meters, and it's a square, so I know that my side lengths are the same. So what times what equals 36? It's going to be 6 and 6. Okay, so if it's a square, 6 times 4 is going to give me my perimeter, correct? Perimeter is 24 meters. So now I come over here and I'm saying I have a rectangle that has a perimeter of 24 meters, and the width is 4. Okay, so 4 plus 4 is 8. 24 minus 8 is 16. So that's the length of these two sides added together. So what would those be? They would be 8. And now to find the area of this rectangle, 8 times 4 is 32 meters squared. A tornado siren emitted 500 signals in a 20-minute period of time. How many seconds apart was each burst of the tornado signal? Okay, how do we solve this? What do we need to do? Matt? Okay, so what did you get? 20 minutes equals how many seconds? 1,200 seconds. Okay, and then what did you do? So 1,200 divided by 500, and we know that 500 times 2 is 1,000. Okay, now what do we do? Okay, I put a decimal and a 0, and then I bring this 0 down like normal, but I know that I have to have one decimal place. So 500 goes into 2,000 how many times? 4, but there's a decimal, so this has to have one decimal place also. So that's 0. When I add these together, that would be 2 and 4/10. Alice is planting her garden on a square 8 feet by 8 foot garden. She built a border of 4 feet around the garden. What is the area of the border? The reason this is difficult is because a lot of you don't add enough to each side. Okay, so if this is my garden and it's 8 feet by 8 feet, okay, think about it like this. Okay, then I'm going to add my border, and it's going to be 4 feet all around. A lot of you only add 4 feet one way. I have to add 4 feet here, and 4 feet here, and 4 feet to this length, and 4 feet to this width. Okay, 4 feet, 4 feet, 4 feet, 4 feet. So really, to each 8, how much am I adding? I'm adding another 8, because I'm adding 4 on one side and 4 on the other side. So your picture would really look like this. So these are your 8s, and these would be 16 all the way around. Okay, so to find the area of the border, it's kind of like area of the shaded region. I need to take the area of the outside and subtract it from the area of the inside. So 16 times 16 is what? It's 256. 8 times 8 is 64. When I subtract this, 192 feet squared. 192 feet squared. Number 24, Lexi made a circular coaster in a pottery class. The circumference of the coaster is 1,200 millimeters. What is the radius of the coaster in millimeters? So I'm going to do circumference equals 2 times pi times radius, because that's just an easy formula. I already have all the information. 1,200 is my circumference. I know 2. I know pi. I don't know my radius. 1,200 is equal to 6 times the radius. So 6 times something equals 1,200. So I can divide 1,200 by 6, and I would get 200 millimeters.